good things in life. Right.
Yeah. Okay, guys, so this week I am here with Avalanche, who is one of the CDR admins, and we are here at Circuit of the Americas for CDR Championship 3, and it is round 12.
Yeah, so good evening everyone, wherever you're watching in the world. It's a double whammy for you this evening, so we've got some online gameplay for you, and just as that finish, you can open up a beer and go watch the real life. So this is good, Kieran. I like this.
Yeah.
A race before the race. This is a double whammy. Love it.
Exactly why we tried to line up the original, like the real life calendar, as well as the CDR calendar, because it just made sense. Obviously, a few races have come and gone since then, and made it a little bit difficult because the real life calendar got adjusted massively on the fly.
Yeah, that is a bit of a logistics thing, yeah.
Turkey got involved, and Canada was taken off the calendar as a result. It is what it is. It happens, and we'll just have to deal with it. But
right, so I just checked our audio, Kieran. So all our audio is happy days. And Colin saying, welcome aboard Tier 3 Abbey. Thanks, Colin. Appreciate it, buddy. And send us some comments through. Tell us what you think about the race tonight. It's always nice to have some conversations and some good questions on the YouTube channel. I know me and Kieran has done it before. Me and Charlie in Japan has done it before. So pop us a couple of comments and let us know what you think, who's going to win tonight. Obviously, Red Bull will. We all know that. But yeah, any questions directed to myself or Kieran, and we'll try to answer you as best as we can. And welcome to America.
Yeah, it is one of those tracks that it can be difficult to master. Like, I think over the last 3 F1 games that I've owned, I've done maybe 1,000 laps around Circuit of the Americas, and I still can't get it right.
I tend to agree with you, Kieran. There's a lot of tracks in the F1 calendar that I really just can't nail. America's obviously one of them. Bahrain comes to mind. Monaco is always fun. I never do make 5 laps around Monaco, which is yeah. So in real life, I would have been really a budget constraint in terms of that. But there we go. Qualifying 1 is up. We've got 19 drivers this evening. So welcome to CDR. This is our Sunday league. Have fun with us. If you're new to this, we will lose 5 drivers in the beginning of Q1. So we'll go with 15 drivers through to Q2. And that's when it all matters around tyres. But let's focus on a 17 minutes flight ahead of us. Looks like clear, sunny skies, Kieran. So it looks like all good.
Mechanical in one of the drivers has just said it's a wet race, but dry quali. But dry to the end. Like drying out towards the end. So this could be interesting. Evidently, wet start to the race. Tyre choice doesn't actually matter, so I just assume everybody's going to use softs the entire way through. So let's see what they can do. 8 people now tuned in. Hopefully we have also Bosso's little contingent join us at some point. Let's see who is on an outlap.
Right, so apologies for being away, but I had to deal with a spider issue. There's always spiders in my house when... I tell you what, if you've got girls, you've got spiders. If you've got boys, it's toys. Ridiculous. Alright, so just looking at the comments while Kieran is having some background stuff there. So Colin's saying it's a wet race, yeah, so Kieran's taking us through the first 30 minutes. Gerard saying Forza Ferrari, yeah, big supporter Ferrari. Berta, welcome mate. And then... Genevieve, my gaming partner, welcome Jen. It's nice to have some South African viewers. Welcome Jen. Hopefully you can follow us. But Jen is new to F1. She is actually getting the game soon, so she's going to have a go at F1 from a female point of view. That's going to be legend. So let's have a look. Who is on hot laps? Currently, we have got the horse of Richie. He's out on an out-lap mechanic. Is also Richie.
I'm just trying to find who the first man around is going to be.
I'm just getting some data up here as well.
I think it will be Teddy Henke.
Right, so
yeah, Teddy Henke is going through the S's right now, which in the dry, they're difficult, and I can't imagine how they're going to feel in the wet.
Oh, word. Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Definitely not going to be fun. Where Teddy Henke is right now, myself and Matthias decided to synchronize spin and damage our front wings there Friday night in Q1. I dropped it, and as I was recovering it, he dropped it.
Kieran, let's not talk front wings tonight. Let's not go front wings. I tell you what, no, for a change, Cota actually was fun for me the other night. I had some good pace, and seems like things are coming back. But it is a fun track to drive. I mean, one of the drivers actually said there's no time to relax, really. It is, yes, one corner after the other. You've got a bit of a breather on the DRS straight, but in essence, if you lose concentration, you're going to spin out. That's just one of those tracks at the moment.
Teddy Henke just ran by at turn 16.
Yeah, there we go. And track limits here as well, big issue. Same as in real life, but we saw yesterday in FP3, or today in FP3. A lot of track invalidations there. So let's see who's going to pop up first. So everyone on the softs, no surprise there. And that's purely because it doesn't really matter what tire you put it on here. So like I said earlier, we will lose 4 drivers. So just get a lap up, get a banker up, get a feel for the track. Make sure you record, obviously. And yeah, so let's say, there we go, Teddy Henke. He's on a 134.0. That's a good banker by the Mercedes driver, so that looks good.
Aston Martin. He's in the Aston.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. So that's a good banker for him. His teammate currently, Ken Lowry, he's in the pits. He's just having a squiz.
Just for the record, we do actually have a few debutants tonight. Coming as reserve drivers for the remainder of the season. We've got QT Boy 11 as a reserve driver tonight, making his CDR debut. And then we also have, where is he? ASR Chris, who is also a reserve driver, and he has been in the league for a couple of weeks, but today being the first race he could make as a reserve, which...
Yeah, that's always exciting to have some reserve drivers in, some new blood, see how they cope with it's quite late in the season, so nothing to lose for them, so they can really, there's no pressure in finding their feet. So,
yeah,
so that's
as long as they keep it fair and clean, there is nothing wrong with getting their elbows out a little bit and making themselves known to the rest of the field. Especially as next season they may want the full-time seat, and reserving in the final couple of races may be the way that they get those seats, depending on how they perform. Who knows? Reggie Starr has just gone fastest so far with a 33.7. Richie D has done a 34 flat, and Richie 56789 has done a 35.9. So
right, CDR Ninja, he just crosses the line. He's on a 134 too, so that's a good banker for him. So you don't expect the guys to go too horribly fast here. Just checking out the track, find the grip, find the rhythm.
I'm going to say this, and I know this for a matter of fact. Reggie Starr has some solid pace around here, because Friday night in C2, he was a thorn in my side for the final couple of laps. He was withstanding, well, he was still trying to apply the pressure to me on the final lap, even though I had more penalties than he did. He was not easing up and was making me defend.
I think that's just great.
I wanted, even though I was going to finish behind him, I wanted to take the position on track just for the sake of taking it. I only finished
I think that's
a
big
second ahead of it.
Booster. You know, a lot of people, Kieran, actually give up when they know they've got penalties, and it's like, oh, you know what, I'm not even going to fight this. But in essence, you get a good feeling to gain a position on track. Yeah, I think it's a confidence booster. So
I was more hoping that he would pick up a penalty while battling with me. Because he had 9 seconds, I had 12, so I was trying to just position my car in places where it may cause him to run wide slightly at certain corners.
Alright, so a couple of drivers on a 133, Sparkman do, 133.4, so that's a good banker by him in a Mercedes. So yeah, 3 guys in 133s. Let's have a look who else. Paranoid is on a lap at the moment, Kieran, in the Alpine. He's just coming through the end of sector 2 now. He's going to hit the DRS straight now. Let's just have a look. There we go.
Nice line through turn 11.
So some good rotation of the car there. DRS wide open. And there we go. So this looks solid. So let's have a look if we see any purple sectors popping up on our screens for him. It will be personal bests. Obviously, this is his first flyer.
Yeah, purple
sector 2. Yeah, there we go. So this looks good. This looks good. It looks like he's got a lot of nose on the car, so it doesn't look like he has to battle the car too much. Off camera corner.
I hate that corner. It is the one corner I can't seem to get right.
Try that with traction off, Kieran. That is horrendous. I tell you what, you're not sure if you must push the brake or the accelerator. It's ridiculous. Right, a glass turn for him. Let's see where this is going to get him. DRS wide open. Lost a bit of time in sector. Probably 1. I think he lost a bit of time in sector 1. But 133.9. Nevertheless, 133 as he is. Let's have a look who else is.
King of the Hills is on a lap. He's going through the final bit of DSs right now.
Right, and we can maybe flick between him and Hamster. Hamster's also on a lap. He's in sector 2 at the moment. In the Ferrari. I know everyone wants to see a Ferrari on screen. Oh, that was nicely done. Good rotation out of the car, turn 11.
Yeah. That hairpin at turn 11, I found the best way through it is to clip the inside curb, but not enough to hit the bollard, so then it actually rotates the car. But getting enough like corner speed, well apex speed, to actually do that is hard, because if you brake early, you're coming up short for the corner. Brake late, you're going deep into it. You've kind of got to find the perfect braking zone, and it is one of those corners where it's dipping downhill. It is deceiving on how early you have to brake.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This looks good by Hamster. Let's see. Going through the last turn.
It's got to be P2.
Past it, yeah. This is going to be good.
Oh, P1.
There we go, 132s. Hello. Hello. That is, if I'm not mistaken, that is very close to myself and Dan's time last night. We did 132, I think, 3s.
Yeah. I said
that is 6.
I set what I thought was a decent lap time, and then immediately Dan comes along behind me and goes over a second quicker.
It was a legend lap by Dan. If I had a little bit more fuel, I probably would have had another go, but it was, like I said, it's not one of my favorite tracks. So I was quite chuffed last night to be a 10th off. But yeah, some seriously good pace here by Hamster. I mean, a 132, he's like, that probably would have been top 10 in C2. So a good lap by him. Which is,
he did manage to qualify top 10 C1 on Friday, by the way.
Yeah, yeah, that's, yeah.
So it does low-key help a little bit, but...
Yeah, no, it does. Let's just go further down the field.
Where the King of the Hills did 34.6 and then decided to box.
Right, Mechanical is also on a lap. He's just going to come through the last turn now. Let's see where this is going to bring him up towards. That's a 134.1. Good banker by him in the Williams.
Yeah, he had decent pace Friday night and managed to make it through to Q3 in C2.
Yeah, no, not bad. Please teabag me. He's also on a lap at the moment. He's in sector 2 in the AlphaTauri. His teammates don't have one.
His teammate should have been Warrior Huntsman, but because the time was moved forward, Warrior Huntsman couldn't make it today.
Okay, understood.
So unfortunately, weirdly enough, I just saw Gainful Odds out on the mediums, and he's done a 35.7. Yeah,
look, I don't think there's any harm in doing that. I mean, we're going to lose 5 drivers here. That's probably a bit... you should probably get to a low 135s on the mediums. But nevertheless, it's no harm in doing that. If you want to start on the softs, it just gives you more options in Q3. If you do make it through, you can probably do 2 or 3 runs. Depending on how quickly you go out. So that's not a bad thing to go out in the mediums and see where it is. Let's just go further down the field here. I see that Guitar Maniac is still in the pits. So is Mage. Chris is on
P9.
There we go. So Chris is on a lap here at the moment. He is currently in 18th, hasn't set a lap time yet in the Alfa Romeo. coming to the last turn. A little bit of traffic in front of him, but it's probably not going to bug him too much.
Qt has just put himself into P7.
Alright, there we go. Chris also puts himself up into 12th with a 134.4. So that's good. Also, Bosso is still in the pits. Mage in the pits. Guitar Maniac is out now in this extremely hot, sexy, beautiful, I don't know, there's not enough words to describe this awesome Red Bull car. But let's just stick with a hot car. There you go.
Guitar Maniac is out on track now, going through the S's on his outlap. It is a shame that this one-off was literally a one-off, because I prefer this Red Bull over the normal colour scheme.
Look, I think any Red Bull is sexy, but it's the same as the McLaren. I think the Monaco livery was really, beautiful and gorgeous, and that's also a pity that it was a once-off, because that really looked good on the McLaren.
100%. It was my favourite one from this season. The Alfa Romeo one at Monza wasn't bad either, with the green accents on it. That was really nice. Nice surprise from Alfa. They didn't really announce it previously. Well, beforehand, they just kind of went on the Thursday. Oh yeah, guys, by the way, we're running a one-off, and didn't announce any pictures of it or anything. So when it hit the track on Friday, everyone was like, okay, what is going on? Why are Alfa Romeo doing this? It's a nice surprise.
I think it's a nice surprise. I think Formula One, needs to do these kind of things a bit more often. Almost like the IndyCar series. It just adds a little bit of spice. So Guitar Maniac, he is on the last turn, coming through the start-finish straight now, and that was okay. So he starts a hot lap now, so he's in sector 1. So Dan is saying our stats man. He's just reminding me and Kieran that if Socio can gap Paranoid by 15 points, he takes the championship. So currently Socio is in 3rd, and Paranoid in 6th. So that's a battle for the championship between Sociopath and Paranoid.
Guitar Maniac's just on purple sector 1.
Oh, well done to him. You can see ABS is off, and that gains you so much time if you do get it right. It is ridiculous how much corner speed you can actually carry into the corners if your ABS is off. So this looks really good. Missed the apex slightly on the inside, but no traffic. Everyone moves nice out of the way. That's brilliant by the guys in Tier 3. So let's have a look at his Sector 2 times while he's on. He's going to come up heartbreaking zone here. Let's see if he doesn't lock up too much. He takes a corner nice. Lots of corner speed in there. Absolutely love this purple.
Yeah, he's running a lot of rear wing, because his top speed was about 7 miles an hour short of where it should have been.
Yeah, but I mean, if you go anything less than, I think, than an 8 rear wing, you're going to have problems with traction anyway. And these straights are just not long enough to actually, gain from that if you don't have corner entry and corner exit speed. So, but this looks good. Let's follow him around the last turn. He hits the apex nicely. 3rd gear, DRS wide open. Across the line, this should be 3rd. So lost a little bit of time in Sector 3. But 1:33.5, so this is really fast lap times by C3. Alright, let's just look at teams at the moment. So Hamster in a Ferrari. He is currently on pole. Ninja, his teammates in 9th. The other battle here is the 2 Mercedes, Barkmandu and... how do I say that, Kieran? QWERTY boy? Yeah?
Yeah, do you know, the keyboard?
Yeah.
The top row of your keyboard.
Absolutely no idea what you're talking about, mate, but I'm going to take your word for that.
Open up your phone and take a look at the top left line of your keyboard.
Yeah? That's
what it spells out. So during his trial, I was referring to him as keyboard guy, because...
Okay, well that's very innovative, and I actually like that. There's always something in the names of PlayStation players, which I absolutely love. But him and his teammates, 2nd and 4th in the Mercedes, which I think is great. Then we've got that extremely hot Red Bull in 3rd. His teammate Richie is currently in 16th. So let's talk drop zone here, Kieran. 47 seconds left. King of the Hills in trouble. We might even see Chris being in trouble, but Chris is on track at the moment. Yep. King of the Hills is also on track.
Yep, Rich is on a lap.
Yeah, he's about 3/10 down on his personal best, so...
Curse to the commentator again.
Curse to the commentator, but really pushing hard there, so just get it back to the pits.
Gainful is coming down the DRS straight as we speak. And then also is still in the pits. Also hasn't bothered to set a lap. Neither has Maged. That's an interesting
so
choice.
King of the Hills is almost 2.5 tenths up through Sector 2 or Sector 1, so he's looking good to displace maybe Chris even and get himself up to Kane Lowry. That will take him slightly off the pressure point. Richie is not going to improve, unfortunately for him. He hits the checkered flag in 16th. So we just look at gainful odds. What is he going to do? Is this going to be enough to get him through and push King of the Hills out? So
I think it is going to be. I think he's got to go P11.
There we go. There we go. There we go. So, unfortunately for... I just want to have a look at King of the Hills. He is on track at the moment, but he was 2.5 tenths down. He's in Sector 3 at the moment in the McLaren. Can he find some pace in Sector 3? That looked pretty decent, although a 4th gear shift down there. Normally a 5th gear. But that was a good turn. So let's see. Oh, there we go. 9th for King of the Hills. What a lap. What a lap by him. Kane Lowry is ducking into the pits in the Aston Martin, so he's had enough of that. Gives him a free choice of tyres at the end of qualifying or the start of the race, which is not necessarily a bad thing on this very abrasive track.
It's got to be wet. It's got to be a wet start, so...
Yeah, so, well, that's what the game says, and I bet you what, in Q2 it will probably tell us a different story. We saw that in FTR the other night. It was dry, and all of a sudden, we just had a wet Q3 from out of nowhere. And that was fun. No one expected that.
I think I've raced around Cota maybe a dozen, maybe more times, like maybe 12 to 15 times throughout the course of league racing. And never once has it been wet. But every other league, I see like the streams and stuff of Cota, it's raining. And I'm just like, how do I always avoid the rain around here?
Yeah, look, it's one of those tracks that I haven't seen rain around really. We all know that there's certain tracks that just likes humidity, which is France. We also Belgium, Austria. I've seen Russia, or I've seen Mexico also being wet. But yeah, so let's have a look at this qualifying officially done. I think everyone has gone through. So we're losing Ken Lowry in the Aston Martin. We're losing Richie in the Red Bull. We saw him lose the car on his last flying lap. Also, Bozo, no time set. Mage, no time set. But it is Hamster who sets the pace on a 1:32.6, and he's a good, 4.5 tenths ahead of the rest of the pack. So that's really good form for the Ferrari driver to take him through into Q2.
The two debutants making it through to Q2. That's always a good start. I believe also and Mage said that they would be joining Quali late and managed to get into Quali, but I think they may have family commitments that has prevented them from qualifying. They just joined the session to avoid it glitching later on.
Yeah. Okay.
So that may explain their lack of qualifying.
All right. But we've got our 15 drivers going through. So
14 as we only had 19. Oh yeah, it's 15. We lost 4.
It's 15. Yeah, we lost 4. Yeah.
So T-Bag made it through. Gainful made it through after he did his initial initial run on mediums. Richie D, Ninja, Chris, Paranoid, King of the Hills, Mechanical, Teddy Henke, Registar, QT Boy, Bark Wandu, Sociopath, Guitar Maniac, and Hamster all make it through. And yeah, 0.468 between Guitar Maniac and Hamster. Half a second between the two. And seeing as they're 2 tiers apart, that is not that much of a gap.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's always difficult to determine tier pace from, pole in a specific division to pole in a different division. I always try to think of it as, if you're more than 5 tenths off between tiers from a pole point of view, you've probably matched what you're trying to achieve, although that differs between different leagues. But I think the happy medium would be between a C1, a C2, and a C3 would probably be. But that's also depending on track. We all know that the shorter the track, the closer the times would be. Like Austria, everyone's faster around Austria. But on long tracks like Baku, Belgium, then it starts becoming a bit of a gamble. But yeah, 0.5. So everyone seems to go out. So let's just have a look at tyres here, Kieran, while we start Q2 here for us. Outlaps, please teabag me as out. Paranoid's gone out. Ninja's gone out.
Pretty much, like 3/4 of the field has gone out.
Everyone is out on softs, and we saw this in C2 on Friday night, and we also saw this today in real life. Is that track space? If you get in the wrong part of the track with someone flying behind you, it literally can cost you a lot of lap time, and I think we saw that in C2 on Friday night. So it's very important for the drivers to be aware, have a look at your mini-map, have a look at where the guys are. And this is really, if you don't know,
F1... just dropped it through the S's.
Oh my word. There we go.
That is his qualifying over and done with there. That looks, I know exactly where he's dropped it. He's dropped it on the exit of turn 4. So as you go through the S's, you've got the left, right, left, and it looks like he's caught the curb on the left, and it's just ejected him straight into the barrier.
All right, so just for a couple of our viewers here, you know, a lot of comments coming through here, Kieran. A lot of guys are saying, especially Colin is saying, Kieran, you're wet enough. So not sure that's because of perspiration or anything like that, Kieran, but apparently you're a wet guy, which I wouldn't be mind being called a wet guy, hot guy, wet guy, whatever. We've also got Jen around, absolutely Jen, and she's new to F1. And if you are new to F1 and you are watching the stream, so we will lose another 5 drivers in the session, and whatever compound of tire you put your fastest lap on, a legal lap, you will start those tires on if it is dry conditions. If it is wet conditions, you will start on the inters or the wets, but in normal dry conditions, you'll start on whatever compound you qualified on. And also, if you don't know this, the soft compound is the faster compound of the tire, less durable but way faster. Then you've got the medium, which is the yellow band or orange band striped tire. It's more durable than the soft, slightly slower. And then you've got the hards, and I know a lot of people try to avoid the hards in this game, but that's the white striped tire, very durable, but from a grip point of view, it takes a couple of laps to get going.
Yeah, it takes the hards about 4 laps to actually get up to like race temp, and by that point you could have lost 5 to 6 seconds on the car ahead. Yeah, you make it back,
or maybe even have a spin out. Yeah,
when their tires start to degrade, but the hards really only come into their own once they reach like 30% worn, and ideally you don't want to be on a set of hard tires that long to actually get them to that window. Because up until that point they'll just be that much slower that you're just gonna drop behind the car that's in front, especially in race trim. Mechanical's just on a 34.4, T-Bag done a 34.5, Registart a 33.3. So
time's coming in hot and fast at the moment, so that looks really good. So Teddy Henke, he's invalidated his lap, so he's going to have to start all over again in the Aston Martin. So 2 laps on those softs. I tell you what, it can be done, depending on your setup, but like we said earlier, this track is very abrasive on tires, so expect 2 stoppers this evening, either soft mediums, or soft medium soft, or soft medium medium. I don't expect Kieran to see a lot of the guys on the hards if there's an early safety car, which we hope there's not. But I don't expect the hard tire to feature too much in C3. I know it featured in C2 on Friday night, and it just didn't seem like the right tire.
No, I tried to avoid it as much as possible because I knew that my mediums were going to last about 10 to 15 laps. So my strategy was medium soft. Well, soft, medium, soft. So to do the medium stint in the middle, try and get that from lap 6 when I pitted to lap 21, and then just go hard on the softs for the final 5 laps and absolutely destroy them. Which I did check my tire wear at the end of the race as I was about to come across the line, and in 6 laps on the softs I managed to rack up 57% tire wear.
My word.
I was destroying them while battling with Registart.
Right, so let's just have a look here. So in terms of lap times, Hamster pulling a gap again like he did in qualifying 1. He's on a 1:32.9 in the Ferrari.
As we say, that means he's just had a moment coming out the final corner.
Okay, so
looks like he's kept his front wing intact, but that was...
Yeah, he looks all good, but he's probably going to have another go at this. No, he's not. He's just going to recharge and maybe just pit This is his second lap on this, so he's had a mistake somewhere on his first lap as well.
Yeah, that was the mistake that cost him 5
the
seconds.
last turn. Yeah, there we go. But looking at our two potatoes for the championship, Paranoid currently in 8th, Sociopath in 5th. So it looks like the McLaren driver has got a little bit of an edge at the moment of Paranoid in a Q2. But this is not for grid positions. This is only to get you through. Kieran, what time are we looking at here in terms of getting through to Q3?
I would say that there is high as a 34.7, but that will be the maximum.
Alright, so Kieran, if you, sorry, I just want to jump in. If you want to jump on board with Gainful Odds, he is in Sector 2 at the moment. He is on a flyer in the Alpine. And just surprise, surprise, King of the Hills had an outlap on those mediums, but decided to pit. I'm not sure if he just threw the dummy there. But he's back into the pits on those mediums.
Paranoid is having his usual glitch. He set his time on mediums, but he said he did it on softs. This happens to Paranoid on a weekly basis. I swear the game just doesn't like him in mediums.
Alright, so yeah, it says that as well. That's quite weird.
That's a solid lap by Gainful. Up into the 6th. The sludge is mechanical. Hamster's just retired. If Josh doesn't decide to qualify in Q3, which if he just snatches pole, then that will be a little bit unfair of him. But
look, I've been out of the game slightly with my PlayStation, saying it's almost time to go on pension, but. The general rule for our drivers, especially if they are different, isn't it to retire in Q3 or Q1?
No, like Josh is fully within his rights to qualify as much or as little as he wants. Just admin and reserve drivers from higher up are not supposed to be taking points away from championship battles. So if they reserve, they ideally should be retiring in the penultimate or final lap.
Look, I mean, it's probably something that that a lot of people would ask questions about, and we're probably not going to discuss that in too much detail here. But so obviously taking a place away from someone who could have come through into the next qualifying round, but it is what it is. But I tell you what, if he decides not to go for pole. Richie does look good at the moment with a 1:33.3.
Guitar Maniac just
Richie
got a
as well.
1.
Oh, there we go.
And he's flying down the back straight.
Red Bull is always flying. Whether it's on track, whether it's on a wall, Red Bull is always flying. My Red Bull normally ends up on a wall. So I'm not sure what's going on there. I don't have the same Red Bull as these people, apparently. I've got last year's stock.
Avi, what are you on about? You're still running the RB1. From 2006.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm probably still in Seb's car. My word, this is not cool. Someone didn't get the memo.
Avi's still in a Jaguar. Who's that far behind in the Red Bulls.
In FTR, we've obviously got a couple of drivers joining us soon as well, and a lot of people are just finding this game extremely difficult from the last game.
Guitar Maniac just put himself P5.
Yeah, there we go. So that's solid enough to get him through a 1:33.4. I think that is definitely enough to get him through.
I did say I think that would be the cut-off point, didn't I?
Yeah, so cut-off time at the moment is a 1:34.5 for Please Teabag Me. Paranoid in the pits. Ninja is out on track. So let's hop on. He's just on an outlap. Kieran, so I'll tell you when he starts his flyer. Then we can jump on with him. Teddy Henke is also on an outlap. King of the Hills is on an outlap. So that's 3 drivers that we can watch out for when they actually start. But so in the drop zone at the moment, Paranoid with a 1:34.7. It's obviously not where he wants to be. Sociopath in 7th.
I'm just on board with Ninja as he starts his flying lap.
Alright, so there goes the Ferrari driver. So let's see what Ninja can get up to. I will keep you up to date in terms of Henke and King of the Hills.
Yeah. As much as I hate the Ferrari team in general, in the first season of CDR I was in the Ferrari and I hated it for the best part of half a season, I hated the way it looked on my screen. I hated the way it sounded. And then towards the end of the season, I started to get slightly fond of it. And then when I got drawn in the Alpine this season, I was so happy. And then after the first race, I was like, I want my Ferrari back. And I actually genuinely miss the Ferrari engine noise now, but I'm happy to be in the Alpine.
I tell you what, you don't. If you do not like Ferrari, you know, if you ever get the opportunity to go to Italy and actually go to Maranello, you will. A part of you will start loving Ferrari. It is a wonderful town. So proud of the heritage.
That is a bucket list trip.
Yeah, that was probably one of the best trips I've done in like ever. So proud, such a lovely town, beautiful town in essence with nature, and so proud of the heritage, so proud of their country, of everything that's Italian, with its food, with its drink, with its personalities. It is just, it's just amazing. Right, he crosses the line, so let's see where this goes. That's 7th, yeah, 1:33.6. So according to Kieran, that's not enough to take him through. 2.5 minutes, or just under 3 minutes left. Is that going to be enough?
Well, at the moment, he's still got Teddy Henke, Paranoid, and King of the Hills behind him, and he qualified P7.
Yeah, so Teddy Henke is on a decent lap here. He's currently coming to the end of he's in Sector 2, so that was a purple sector for him. So that's good by him. I was watching him, and he looked solid at the moment in that Aston Martin, so it's all about Sector 3 for him to see what he can do. Don't invalidate there. There we go. A nice rotation out of the car. So he looks good. King of the Hills... obviously green sectors for him, but he hasn't put a lap time up. So, but it will be Teddy Henke across the line first, followed by King of the Hills. So let's see what they can do as Teddy Henke comes around the last corner. There we go, P5. There we go. So King of the Hills. Let's see where this is going to slot him in. He's going to enter the last corner now. Third gear, left-hander. Get on the power as soon as you can. Open up DRS, and that puts him up into 9th. So that puts Ninja in 10th. And Jobson, Bachman Du, who's on an outlap, Sociopath, who is currently 2.5 tenths up. Kieran, if you want to jump on with him.
Yeah, I am on board with him.
2.5 tenths up on Q2. He is in Sector 3 at the moment. 2.5 tenths, that will bring him all the way down to... Ooh, it's going to be tight.
Ninja is now out. King of the Hills has just got... Chris has just punched out P9.
Is this going to be enough? Is the one McLaren driver going to put the other one out? No, he doesn't. Sociopath. I tell you what a brilliant Sector 3 by him. That takes him a 1:33.2. Brilliant.
And King of the Hills is now out of out as it stands. And as I said, a 33.4 would be the cut-off point.
Yeah, 33.4, spot on. King of the Hills, yeah, he's not going to make it again. And Ninja is ducked into the pit, so his quali is over. Bachman Du is on an outlap.
And will make it. Mechanical is in the pits. So it all lies on Bach as to whether Chris makes it through to Q3.
Yeah, so this is going to be interesting. The other... Oh man, this is going to be tight. One Mercedes already DNF'd. We saw that incident. Keyboard man, like Kieran calls him. So one Mercedes out, the other Mercedes battling to get himself through into Q3. But we've got both Alpines through, which is
and
great
a purple
to see.
first sector from Bach.
Oh, runs extremely wide. Didn't get a track invalidation there, but that was extremely wide. So let's see, runs wide here. You want to get a very nice entry in here. Get on the top throttle. Yeah, that's good. Get nice out of the way there. Car to the left, opens up DRS. Hard braking zone here. Let's see if he runs wide, if he follows that white line into this corner again. A lot of people are taking this corner slightly tighter. Yeah, gets on the curb, which he can.
I find the tighter line the better entrance line, if I'm being honest. I feel like you get it turned in at a much sharper angle. Instead of taking a wide sweeping line, you get it turned in sharply, use the curb to rotate the car, and then power straight back out. It just gives you the better exit. This looks immense, if I'm being honest. It looks
Alright, so let's see. This is the corner which can make or break your lap. Goes to fifth, a little bit off throttle there, trying not to invalidate. Because he needs this lap to get him through. Second gear, third gear, DRS wide open. Is this? Yeah, there we go, P6. So that was a good lap by him. That pushes out Chris. So Chris is effectively out. We've lost King of the Hills, we've lost Ninja, and we've lost Mechanic.
Yeah, so as I was actually bang on with the cutoff point, 133.4.
Alright, so let's just have a look at our comments while we are basically done with Q3. When Kieran will take us through the final standings of Q2. Jen is saying Red Bull gives you wings. Apparently it gives me plenty of wings because I keep on damaging wings in races, so I'm not sure how many wings Red Bull has got for me.
One of those was with my gearbox Friday night, which I'm going to publicly apologise for. I'm going to publicly apologise for.
No, that's it is racing incidents, and we get heated in the moment like any other F1 driver. But it's all good. We're sitting in a comms box and having fun, which is great to see.
So
Colin's saying the concentration for that lap is great. Yep, okay, Kieran, carry on. We'll go to the comments.
We have lost ISRL Chris, King of the Hills, Ninja, Mechanical, and Qt Boy 11. But Gainful Odds, Please Teabag Me, Teddy Henke, Reggie Star, Barkmandu, Richie D, Social Path, Paranoid, Guitar Maniac, and Hamster all make it through. With Social Path and Paranoid both vying for the championship battle to continue into Portimao next week. So if my memory serves me correctly, if Social Path wins the race and Paranoid finishes 8th or below, Social Path will be C3 champion this season.
Yep, that makes a lot of sense. Also, everyone is starting on the softs if it is dry conditions, but we've heard that it would be wet starting here in America. And then we'll go, hopefully it will clear up very quickly and so we can get on dry tires. But if it is dry, everyone is on the softs. But yeah, this is Q3. This is where it all matters. This is the battle for pole. It is for bragging rights on who starts in front of the pile and who can get their nose into turn 1 as quick as possible. Try to build a gap before DRS opens. And who's your money on? Let's not talk about Hamster because we know he's slightly out of the equation in terms of pace here. Who are you going for here?
I personally think that Barkmandu is...
You're taking my man. I was about to say, I really think that he's got...
I think he's keeping his final hand up his sleeve and just going to come out with a... with an unreal lap. And then...
Well, he's doing all the right things at the moment, Kieran. He's going out first. He's one of the first cars to be out. He's definitely going to do 2 runs. He's probably going to try to get a banker on a U set.
Wait for the track to evolve, then come back out. Yeah.
Yeah. So probably a U set, probably a pair of scrap tires. Yeah, it looks like it's slightly scrapped, although we can't really tell from this side. But yeah, put a banker in, put those new softs on. But I also rate him. I also think if he can get it together, we will really see a fast lap time by him. So 10.5 minutes left. The comments, everyone, thank you very much for posting your comments on our YouTube channel. It's brilliant to have conversations with you. Once again, any questions you can direct to myself or Kieran. We'll try to answer it as best to our knowledge as we can. If we don't know, we'll Google it. If we don't know, we'll ask someone else who knows, but we will answer you.
When it comes to teams and how teams came to their current name, Josh is the man for that, as the man can tell you pretty much every team and their origin back to 1972. It is weird. Ask him who Red Bull started out as and he would be able to tell you.
Right, Kieran, I'm just going to go for a water break. It is time for a water break. I tell you what, I'm already tense for this Q3 session, so I need to do what old people do.
Yep, as Paranoid is the first. Paranoid has invalidated his first lap, and that will be Barkmandu as the first man round the first corner on an actual flying lap. So let's ride on board with him for the remainder of the lap to see how he gets on. With the S's being very difficult around here, like Silverstone, Mexico, and Japan, they all have S sections. I think all of them have been partially or fully designed by Herman Tilke and his architectural team. So if you have any grievances, aim them at Herman Tilke, because we do. As Barkmandu is coming around 10-11, gets a nice entrance and exit there, and let's see how he powers down this DRS straight, opens up the DRS, and fully, he's flying at the moment, 194, 195, lifted off a little bit over the crest of the hill, which is unusual. Gets a nice entrance through 12. Then through 13 and 14, which is the double right-hander here. And then you've got the sharp left of turn 15, which is an awkward braking zone and a horrible entrance and exit as it's off camber the entire way around. Reggie Star does a 33.6. Sorry, Reggie, I didn't realise you were the first man across the line. As Barkwandu is now coming round turn 19, runs a little bit wide but manages to keep it within the track limits, unlike Lewis Hamilton on Saturday morning or Saturday evening. And Barkwandu puts himself P2 on his first run. Next up we have Teddy Henke, who's flying through the middle sector and into the final sector. Let's see, a little bit out of shape, gives the exit curb a lot of room to make sure it doesn't run wide. That is a 33.3 from Teddy Henke. Well done him. T-Bag is still in the pits. Then it's Richie D who's on an invalidation. Paranoid is currently in sector 2. Guitar Maniac sector 1 and has done purple sector 1. Gainful Odds is currently coming through 16, 17 and 18. Then 19 takes a sensible line through 19, then through 20. Runs onto the curb, but not the AstroTurf, does a 34 flats. Next man across the line, I believe, will be Hamster, does a 32.4. So he has decided to take pole. Guitar Maniac is currently the next man round. No, it will be Paranoid as he comes through 16, 17 and 18. When his car eventually arrives at the camera. It was a nice shot, that actually. And how is he going to finish his lap? I think he's got to be a 34 dead. 33.3. Very, very small margins between P2, P3 and P4. As Guitar Maniac's just put himself P2 with a 33 dead. And then who's up next? Everybody is in the pits or on the way in. As Gainful looks like he is just on his in lap. Yeah, he's like 20 seconds down of where he should be at this point. No, he's not. Is he going again? Does he have enough fuel in the car to actually improve? He does improve and puts himself into P6 with a 33.3. Paranoid is also on to improve. Only marginally quicker through Sector 1. A lot quicker through Sector 2. So overall they need to find about a second to take pole, which Josh just seems to have wrapped up. A little bit of a moment on the exit of 16. Then 17, 18 and, well, sorry, turn 15, then through 17, 16, 17 and 18. Nice line through the final corner, very nice line through the final corner, and improves and puts himself P2 with another 33 dead. So Teddy Henke is 3 attempts up and has just done a purple middle sector, so let's see how he gets on. Seems to have got a little bit more ERS than what Paranoid did. Gets a better exit out of there, not as much out of shape. So let's see what he's going to do. Is he going to dive into the pits, or is he going? Yep, he's staying out. He wants to see this lap out, which is a smart decision. Puts himself P4 with a 32.9, P2 with a 34.9. That is impressive from Teddy Henke. Gainful is down on his time. Reggie is on an out lap. T-Bag, Richie and Sociopath are all on flying laps. As I say that, Richie's just dropped it. T-Bag coming through the S's as we speak. Let's see how he gets on. Pulls off to the side. Sociopath now. Purple first sector. Social
Right, I
path
am back, Kieran.
Yeah.
And apologies if there is rumbling in the background. The storm is coming my way. So I'll try my best not to have that interfere with the stream in terms of noise. But thunderstorms in South Africa does get extremely loud.
Yes, I can imagine when we get them
it really gets horrible.
Paranoid is her social path is just purple sector 1 and 2.
Alright, so he's in McLaren. So yeah, I missed a bit there. Teddy Henke currently in second, Guitar Maniac in third, Paranoid, and then Gainful. Alright, so let's see that championship battle between Paranoid and Sociopath. So the bar's been set by Paranoid with a 133.3. It's going to be important.
That is a
solid there
lap.
We go. That is a solid lap, Kieran.
Lost a little bit of time in that final sector to Josh, but if you if you press options and go into race director and then click Josh's name, you'll be able to see his sector times and then do the cross comparison with Sociopath to see whereabouts he actually lost all of his time. Well, those final 3 attempts.
Yep.
Just so then we know roundabout where he did lose that time. As Barkmandu is just rounding out his outlap, Richie is in the pits changing his tyres. Teabag is currently 5 seconds up on his previous best, which will put him about 36 if he manages to get through. So we've got the Collins talking to each other in Mechanical and Teabag in the comment section, with Mechanical saying he's just enabling Godsend mode into turn 1. I will take the praise for coining that phrase a couple of weeks ago. I think it was during France where I said it on stream, and since then people have just been using it whenever they're on about just going full send. As Teabag is coming round it. Oh, big slide there.
Okay, I'm currently with Guitar Maniac here on board in the Red Bull. He's currently in sector 2. I'll check his sector 2 times for you, Kieran, and I'll let you know where we are. So he needs just a 10th just to get him onto the front row of the grid. That's taking into consideration that Teddy Henke, and he's 2 10s up. Purple sector 2 for the Red Bull Guitar Maniac. Legend. Get in there, Red Bull. Sorry if I do sound biased. I am absolutely. If anyone accuses me of being biased towards Red Bull, I will absolutely agree with you. I'm not going to fight that argument. Let's see if he approaches the final 1/5 gear. That looks amazing from my point of view. So let's see if he can get this through. Good apex speeds. Get in there. That's a second.
Oh, I'm not sure why he had a snap of oversteer there. As he crossed the line,
it was after the line. We're all happy with that.
The thing is, if that had DNF'd him, he would have started P10, regardless of where his time got him.
My word. But a really great lap by him, a 132.7. He looked so solid in sector 2 and 3.
Paranoid is currently on a lap, and he's currently quicker than what he has been through sector 1.
Yeah, 10th and a half up seems to be from him. Sociopath. So if he gets a 10th and a half on this, it's still probably not enough to get him ahead of Sociopath. But let's have a look at his sector 2 times. Oh, runs a bit wide, missed the apex there, but we've seen him done that before. He doesn't really hit that apex.
He's just on a purple middle sector, so that line evidently works for him.
Yeah, that line works. I tend to like hitting apexes. Just helps me with the rotation of the car. But yeah, driving styles differ. Flat out section, this right-hander.
Like that triple right-hander, I take the shallow. Like, did you watch yesterday's qualifying?
I did. And so the wider line being taken by Lewis, and obviously that very tight line taken by Max.
Which, as he puts himself P4 marginally behind Sociopath 4.
Yeah, that is so close. My word. 788 versus 795. But hats off to those two drivers. Kieran, that's going to be interesting. Starting 3rd and 4th, championship to play for. Big entry into turn 1. This is going to be fun.
It's Lewis versus Max.
I like that comment.
Hopefully we don't see anybody crashing into each other into turn 1. As Paranoid... Will Paranoid have... Oh, as Paranoid's just gone straight into the back of someone. I believe that may actually be... that was back of Reggie he went straight into.
Ah, okay.
As Reggie's in low fuel mode, by the looks of things.
Yeah, yes, that happened to me and my teammates on Friday night. So I was on a decent fly in Q2, and he just literally ran out of fuel. He just could not get the car out of the way, and to no fault of his own, there was just nothing he could do. And I almost smashed into my teammate. We had a good chuckle about it during qualifying on Discord, but tell you what, that was one of those hard moments of, my word, I can't end DNF. I can't DNF like this. This is not going to happen.
I believe that was the same incident that I ended up reporting because it was in my way at the same time.
I tell you what, Kieran, that was so close to my front wing. But anyway, let's not go around that. It is Cdr Hamster that's on pole, but he's slightly out of position in terms of C3. It's Guitar Maniac in second with Sociopath in third. Then our championship battle, which is between Paranoid and Sociopath. Have a look out for that third and fourth, McLaren versus the Alpine. Tenny Henke in fifth, Gainful Art sixth. We've got Richie Barkmandu, Registar, and Please Teabag Me. And if you look on the right-hand side of your screen, you'll see there's 1.4 seconds between the guys. But if you take that 0.3 of a second between Hamster and second, it is 1.1 seconds between basically second and 10th. Which, Kieran, that's good. That's good to see in a division. It tells you that the guys are relatively close to each other. And that's what we want to see, is close racing.
It means that throughout the field, there's going to be battles.
And that's what we
of how
love.
you look at it. Battles throughout the field, throughout the race, regardless of if you're battling for a point or the win. As long as you're... I'm not sure about you, Avi, but I hate having lonely races because I get complacent and end up making a dumb mistake. And
I'm just going to totally disagree with you there. I haven't had any clean races forever, so I'm absolutely praying for a very boring race. That's a podium position, maybe. No cars around me. No one even remotely. I would just love that. I tell you what.
Yeah, I had that in round 1 when we were at Spain. I started P20 and finished on the podium because everybody in front of me just crashed.
Right, so as predicted, it is rain. Almost the same years in South Africa, in Johannesburg, where I'm situated. And this is a lovely thing about technology, having a conversation with a good friend of mine, Kieran, who's all the way, not even in South Africa, my word, how technology is. But it is raining at the moment in the USA. And everyone, it seems, Kieran, is on the Inters. Yeah, so Inters it is.
To me, that looks more full wets than... Oh, they're all full wets, not
Well, they're
Inters.
all full wets. Yeah, apologies for that. I also just saw that now. Full wets for everyone. There's already been a slight of a bargee there, probably just on the start of the line between Teddy Henke and Gainful Odds.
What I think is someone may have put their foot down a little bit too much off the start while trying to get some heat into these full wets, and it just dropped it, and you know, any touch during the formation lap and you sent back to the start. It is unfortunate that that is how it is, but it also, like, you don't get damage during the formation lap, so if you give someone a little love tap, Cody, sort it out, just let them finish the formation lap. There's no need to disqualify them and send them back to the beginning. As Paranoid has just questioned what his own AI was doing after he crossed the line after his final Q3 lap, as it drove straight into the back of another AI car and cost his car a front wing.
That's happened to me before. I think that was in a previous game, however. That happened to me in Baku. Yeah. We put a really stellar lap up, crossed the start-finish line, was up into P3 in Q3, and the AI just took over, crashed me into another car, and I started P10. It's ridiculous. I was not happy with Codemasters. I was swearing at everyone who works ever on an F1 game. Yeah, I was not comfortable.
There is one of my previous race streams of where at Suzuka I dropped it under while chasing down the safety car, and the stream has now been taken down by YouTube for excessive language. And
I can absolutely, you know, I can sympathize with you on that. I really get very vocal. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, they sent me an email saying that the recording had been taken down due to excessive language, and the stream ends with me literally going off at Codemasters for building a game with dumb curbs, to put it in the PG terms. And
I
it
think
just
we just
ends
need
with
to change our channel to 18 plus and just take it from there.
It just ended
Right,
with a foul mouth rant. It was hilarious to watch back, if I'm being honest.
Right, so with the wet race, this is going to take us a slightly delayed tonight because the lap times will be slower, but 28 laps waiting for us here. Kieran is going to take you through the race start. There is 19 drivers on the grid. Please keep your eyes out on Paranoid in the Alpine. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
and also Sociopath in the McLaren. That is the 2 World Championship contenders. Kieran, take it away.
And that was a long set of lights, but we are away. And a very tentative start from everybody, just followed by a whole bunch of spray. There is movement in the midfield, though. That is a lot of movement. Cars just everywhere. Tentative approach through turn 1 by Guitar Maniac, who looks just a little bit out of shape. That is Paranoid up. He's inside. Sociopath is now up into P2. Guitar Maniac. Hopefully Paranoid doesn't drop it and Sociopath doesn't drop it. Everybody seems... There's a lot of losers into turn 1 when it comes to track
so
position.
far, mate, Kieran, from what I can see. Everyone... biggest loser there is Mechanic. I mean, he literally is almost 2 corners away from the guys. 15 seconds already. But he will catch it up very quickly. This is a wet race. This is very difficult in wet conditions. It is Hamster that's leading the way with Sociopath in second. That's what he wanted, is to get ahead. And he's got Paranoid. He's got a car between him and Paranoid, and that is the car of Guitar Maniac, the Red Bull. He had a super start. Got into turn 1 basically first, took it very tentative, and because of that, cars just came past and he lost another 2 positions. But a good start by him. Paranoid, this is not the end of the world, being stuck in 4th behind a car that you're not really racing in the World Championship. You can see his championship contender right in front of him. This is setting up good for us, Kieran.
Yeah, it's a little bit like Dan and Harry on Friday night. Dan needed Harry to be held up for a few laps. And even though I'm not Dan's teammate, I duly obliged and held Harry up on soft tyres for 4 laps, which allowed Dan.
That is very unsportsmanlike in the code of conduct in motorsport, Kieran. I do not want to hear that again from you.
I was on the medium tyres and nothing was illegal about it. I just didn't let him pass. It was
right, so
for
Paranoid
position.
having a look at Guitar Maniac into turn 1. Ooh, keep it together. Very nicely done by him. Didn't miss his braking point there. Hamster is slightly peeling away from the guys in front, but he can see everything further down the field. If I have a look at what's our closest battle here. Right, it's everywhere close. Reggie, Chris, Keyboard Man. They're all literally very close to each other. It's going to be very difficult to overtake you. You're going to have to wait your chance for a mistake from someone.
Yeah, or just have faith in your brake pedal into turn 12, which is my favourite place to overtake around this place. Yeah,
Kieran, sorry if I do get a bit confused here. We do allow... the Red Bull is gone through. I think that is it? Yes, it is a big battle here between
that's
Reggie
one of the Astons
and
gone.
Gainful.
That is Teddy Henke in the barrier.
Alright, is this going to bring out a safety car for us?
He hasn't retired. I just believe he needs a new front wing.
Alright, so bit running wide there if you want to get on board with this. Kieran, Registar and Gainful having a big old ding-dong here. Reggie's gone through on Gainful in the Haas, so he's up into 5th. Very good pass there by him on Gainful. So not good for the Alpines. Lost 1 position already there. I'm sorry, Kieran, what I was trying to get to is that assist from a C3 point of view. Obviously, we do allow all assist here.
Medium brake assist, traction is allowed up to full, but a lot of the drivers don't take a full assist allocation. They run with their own custom assists, and some even run with none.
Yep. So in terms of braking assist, I mean, you can probably send it into a corner. The car will brake for itself. Just looking at... Sorry, my game is just hanging a bit. I can't see any telemetry at the moment.
I'm on board with T-Bag, who is making his way through cars in the S's as they've just slid off the track. So he's just stayed on it and just driven through the middle of it.
Right, Mr. Keyboard Man, he went into the pits. I think he had some nose damage on that Mercedes. He's come out in 19th. He can see, I think it's Richie in front of him. I think Richie also had a moment. I just want to have a look at our pit stops here, Kieran. So yeah, Richie has had a moment somewhere. Keyboard Man, he's had a pit stop, so he had to do a nose change. And Richie's really battling with, I just want to get on board with him here. Yeah, he is really battling in this Red Bull. Trying to get it going.
Reggie Starr is actually pulling in this little gap to Paranoid as Richie and Bark have just swapped positions. So that was a nice move from him. That was missed, unfortunately, but I did catch the tail end of it. And he's now under pressure from T-Bag, Bark Randu. This little trio are having a proper little scrap in the rain.
Well, I tell you what, further down the field, also a good old scrap here is between King of the Hills, Ozzo Bossa, Kane Lowry, and Ninja, which leads all the way up to Bark Bandu and Please Teabag Me. So this, I want to almost call it quartet of cars, is, my word, they are so close to each other. So no safety car yet, lap 4 of 28, 24 laps left. It is going to dry out, hopefully, we hope so. It's weird to see Cota in the wet. But it is Hamster leading. Sociopath, let's talk about this. Kieran, 4 laps in, Sociopath in second, Paranoid in fourth. So that will take it all the way through to Portimao next week. Yeah. So, all they need to do is just stick with each other. Just trying to find some battles for us on track here. But like I said, all the way from
Bark Bandu
back. That is just everyone is on each other's gearboxes waiting for someone to make a mistake.
It's
it really looks to me like Ninja is the faster
Chris
of
is just
group.
retired. Was that in the pits? Yeah, it looks like he has pulled into the pits and retired the car there.
Okay, yeah.
Oh no, it's a DNF. Not sure what happened there unless he crashed on his way into the pits.
Well, there's no sectors for me that's yellow at the moment, so I can't... One thing I do want to tell you is that Richie is gone into the pits. He's come out again. There's definitely something... Oh, he's lost it. Ooh, Richie is battling so badly. I have
seen a few comments over the weekend from Richie saying that his controller is having problems. So that may be the cause of some of these trips to the pits.
Yeah, that's very sad. Love his helmet scheme. I always love to look at helmets. It always tells a story about a driver. And he's just really... Oh, he loses it. Oh, that's into the wall. It's not a safety car, but there's no wing damage. So reduced damage working, obviously, for him. But yeah, no wing damage, but a big moment there for Rich at the back. Sorry, Kieran.
Yeah, I agree with you when it comes to helmet designs. Before the season kicked off, I designed a CDR helmet that I've stuck with the design the entire season. Season 3 will probably get a renewed design, but it's literally just black, green, and gold.
Yeah, I think I spend more time in helmet designs than in car setup. That's probably why I'm racing so badly. But I've got about 4 helmets, and I've got one for each track basically that I try to do with the same kind of color scheme, just different design.
Yeah, I did have one initially that was black, green, gold with metallic blue hints in it. It kind of looked like Hamilton's helmet design, they just ripped off Hamilton's helmet design on the top. And in real life this weekend, have you seen Lando's helmet design? It's an
Yeah, I did.
Tribute.
Brilliant.
Then George Russell has gone for sheriff themed helmet, so it's like a wooden panel design look to it.
I didn't like that as much. I know it's obviously because of the whole Austin, Texas thing, but just talking track some stuff here. Paranoid's getting very close to Guitar Maniac. He looks very fast in Sector 2. I've got a funny suspicion. If Paranoid does get past Guitar Maniac, it's going to be a matter of a couple of laps before he's on the gearbox of Sociopath. So he really looks fast in Sector 2. And it seems like the Red Bull is just not hooked up in Sector 2 at the moment. The Sociopath not running away from these guys. So Paranoid's still in touch with him.
Yeah.
From a championship point of view.
This is it. As long as you can still see the car that you're chasing down in the horizon, that's all that matters. And it is satisfying, like sector by sector, seeing it come slowly back closer. And then before you know it, you're within DRS range. Hamster has had a moment somewhere and has dropped back down to P4, which puts Paranoid into Sociopath into the lead. But Guitar Maniac does have a 3-second penalty so far, and with Paranoid only being a second behind, that will elevate him into P2. So it will go to Portimao next week, and then we wrap our season up, our second season, with Brazil and Mexico as per the official calendar up until that point. And season 3 will be underway a few weeks after that, with the calendar to be announced by the season finale, I believe, which is currently being worked on by myself and Dan, as that's something we do, is determine the calendar by ourselves.
All right, just looking at the comments here, Kieran, is that Reggie is saying that his controllers will screwed him over well and properly. So, I tell you what, if you want to get on a good battle here, have a look at Barkmandu and Ozzo Bozo. Ozzo Bozo is really getting impatient here. You get the sense that Barkmandu is really keeping him from, and he's literally in a my word, now he gets taken over by Barkmandu. So Barkman, but also Bozo looks extremely quick, and I think he just gets frustrated sitting behind us, and because of his frustration, having a lunge on the inside, which was rightly his corner to do so, and no contact made by any of the drivers, just didn't get it sticked, and now he's lost another position, so he's got the Mercedes in front of him. Let's see if he can do the overtake here before turn 1. He uses some of his overtake. There's no DRS here because of the conditions. He's going to go on the inside. Is space going to be left over? Yes. Runs a bit wide.
Nice move.
Yeah, just close the door slightly on him. Lose the back end slightly there. He's going to chase after Kane Lowry again. And I just get the feeling that Ozzo has got plenty of pace in that house at the moment. And if he can get past Kane Lowry, he might just catch up with Please Teabag Me very soon, because he looks very racy at the moment.
He does. Osso's race pace over recent weeks seems to have outdone his quali pace. I'm pretty sure that, unlike some people, Osso focuses more on his race pace.
Right. This is also King of the Hills on the outside of Barkmandu. Is he? Very nice driving by both of them. Takes the wider line. He's battling to get the foot down. He's got ERS. This is going to be is he going to go to the left? Yes, he is. The Mercedes driver stays to the right. King of the Hills, who's going to brake on the point? This is going to be tight.
Both
this is
hit
going to
the
be
brakes
tight.
at the same time, and one just gets out the brakes.
And I tell you what,
slightly
no contact
earlier.
once again. Brilliant driving by these two drivers. And it just seems like Barkmandu. Ooh, is he going to have a look on the inside? Take that wider line. See if he can do the cut here through.
This part of the track in the dry is, that is brave.
That is brave. Is he gonna make the stick? Is that McLaren gonna run wide? No, it's not. Side by side through the triple right-hander. Ooh, slightly wide, but I think that would be fine from track limits point of view. Probably got off the throttle slightly there.
Yeah, and Bark actually did the right thing there and gave the position up after he forced his
so good driving there by Bark.
Yeah.
So King of the Hills through. He's up into 9th. his teammate leading at the moment in first.
Yeah, Kane Lowry's just picked up a time penalty, which will help Osso in his charge. Osso is now only 2 seconds behind him, so...
Yeah, through all his hamsters also pitted. He's gone in for another set of wets, so hamsters up into 12 now.
VSC, someone has had a moment somewhere.
I'm trying to have a look. It looks like an Aston Martin, and that is the Aston Martin of Teddy Henke.
Yeah,
no nose on that Aston Martin. Virtual safety car out. He's all the way in 17, so he's going to have to go and pit. He's going to have
fortunately enough for him, he is in the final sector.
Yeah, you can see there's no steering.
Yeah.
This is so difficult to do. You lose so much time. It's happened to me in the past. No nose.
And Mechanical's just picked up a drive-through for speeding under the safety car, which undoubtedly is a Delta like glitch where he's probably been like 3 seconds in the green, hit the braking zone. And Mage has just retired. Was that in the pits or was that on track?
That looks like that looks on track. That looks on track.
That looks like he's caught the curb at turn 10.
Yeah, that's turn 10.
Off-camber kink that should be flat out, but it isn't.
Yeah.
It looks like he stopped it there.
Yeah, so that's game over for him. So it still looks like a virtual safety car's ended. Yeah. Now Teddy is out of the pits. He is on a brand new set.
And is now a lap down on, well, almost a lap down on Social Path.
So Teddy is taking the gamble here, Kieran. It's going to be interesting to watch his sector times. He's gone out on the inters. He's choosing not to go the wets. Well, he's got nothing to lose. I mean, he's currently in 17th position. You know, he's a lap down. What do you do? I mean, put on the inters, see how it goes. He looks very good through the S's, though. This inters, it might just be inter time now, but he looks, I'll have a look at him and see how quickly he catches. Oh, Richie has just had a spin as well.
Yep. Guitar Maniac's also on the inters.
Yeah, I think this is switch over time now. So Richie had a big moment there in the Williams. Lost another moment. Those tires are so overheated.
And he's gone. Richie is DNF'd. Which I'm trying to figure out where that was on the track map. It looks like it's at turn 11. No, that was just a slow moving.
That's a slow moving.
Turn 11.
Interesting enough, it looks like. I just want to tell you. So, Richie D. No, I'm talking a lot of nonsense here. It's Keyboard Man. He's also been into the pits, but he's put on a brand new set of wets. I just want to keep an eye out.
Oh, that is a brave move by Bark up the inside of Ninja, by the looks of it. That was brave up the inside of turn 11. And he makes the move stick. Ninja's not going to take any of that, and he's come straight back at him into turn 12, if you want to jump on board here. Oh, that was a little bit of a love tap.
I'm just having a look at sector times here quickly, Kieran, between Guitar Maniac and please teabag me. So Guitar Maniac is on the inters. And he was 7.4 seconds behind Please Teabag Me. That gap has come down within 2 sectors by almost 0.5 of a second.
So he's gained half a second in...
Half a second in 2 sectors. Keep on watching this.
Yeah, Teabag is now in the pits. I believe it is going to be
this is a switch over time. Yeah, switch over time. I think he pulled the trigger perfectly for him here.
Yep.
It's now down to 5 seconds. Oh, my word. No, so... T-Back is obviously into the pits. Yeah, it is a swap. So he was extremely brave. So where is it going to leave him? I mean, he's now 10 seconds behind Gainful. None of those guys have pitted on this specific lap. 10 seconds behind Gainful. It's now 9 seconds. It's now 8.4 seconds. It's now 7 seconds.
Jesus, he is absolutely flying at the moment.
It is now 6. It's 5.9 seconds, Kieran. You will see Guitar Mania catch Gainful odds before the end of this lap. 4.5 seconds.
There has been a few questions raised over the course of the season whether Guitar knows when to change tyres, because we've seen him a few times under a safety car stay out on mediums when it was the time to pull the trigger and swap onto softs, or at least go onto fresher tyres.
So Kieran, if you want to get on this, mate, this is it. 1.4 seconds.
Jesus Christ.
He's just made up 7 seconds in one lap.
Gainful odds doesn't have a front wing.
I tell you what.
That's why Gainful has no front wing.
That's obviously why he's caught him so quickly. But if
he does have a front wing. He does have a front wing.
No, he does. And he's gone past. He's just gone through. I mean, that wasn't even difficult.
Nope.
So Sociopath into the pits as well as Paranoid. So both of the two World Championship contenders, both in the pits.
Just picks up 3 seconds for cutting, for corner cutting, which I'm assuming was on the way into the pit lane. As
it probably would be. So Inter's going on.
But
Sociopath coming out. Paranoid coming out. So Paranoid coming out ahead of Sociopath. So it is as you were, both on the Inters. Guitar Maniac, he's coming down the start finish straight now. His tires will be nice and warm, having done 2 laps on this. And I tell you what, all the way to 3 seconds between him and Sociopath. And the benefit for him is these tires are switched on.
Yeah.
So let's see if Sociopath and Paranoid can switch these tires on very quickly. But what a bold move by Guitar Maniac. My word.
Yeah.
That's legend.
It's brave, and if it had gone horribly wrong, we would have been sat here going, that was a dumb decision.
My word.
But he has made the right...
Read the conditions absolutely spot on, Kieran.
Yeah.
That is just... So the guys that's on the wets at the moment, Kane Lowry is still on wets, Ozzo is on wets. Obviously, we don't have any team radio for you. We can't tell you what Jeff is saying, although no one trusts Jeff, really. The two horses in tandem, are they going to battle each other here, Kieran? Ozzo and Reggie Star, they've got a Ferrari of Hamster behind them.
Yeah, at this point you would work together to just try and get
the problem is, Kieran, both of these guys probably want to duck into the pits, so they are going to double stack. Someone's going to lose a heap of positions because of this. Who's going to stay out? Obviously, not sure if they're in a chat party together, but I've got a suspicion Ozzo will just jump into the pits and say, look, I'm first on track, I've got track position, give me the Inters first. But this will be a double stack, so let's see if this will be a double stack for the Hats team.
Yeah, as long as Ozzo can keep it on the track and not cost Josh a front wing, then he should be okay in regards to the double stack, as it looks like Reggie is actually backing off a little bit here.
Yeah, I think he's just probably doing the right thing. Lose that 2 seconds now, then rather lose 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds in the pits with a double stack. And as I said, that Ozzo ducks in, Reggie ducks in. Let's see how long Ozzo or Reggie will wait here.
It will be about 3 seconds. So as he's tumbling down the pit lane, as he reaches the box.
This is going to be time. So I've started my timer now. So let's have a look.
There we go. 4 seconds.
Oh man, that was close to. Oh, that was. That's just. It's sad. It's sad to see. Obviously working together as teammates. But yeah, he's going to lose a whole heap of positions there.
Reggie's just posted in the Discord 4-letter words. You can decipher that as you please.
Yeah, that's probably not done. Yeah.
But
interestingly enough, Kieran, Kane Lowry is still on weights.
Ooh.
I mean, he's got Please Teabag Me behind him, catching him like a Boeing at the moment. I had to look at that. It was 8.2 seconds. It's down to 7.2. 7.1 now. Clearly, the wets is not the place to be right now. And you've got Ninja and Kane Lowry on wets, as well as Bachman do.
This is the thing. Do you box now from the full wets, or do you wait until the track dries up that little bit more, which it's going to do because the Inters are now out? And
yes, Kieran, losing probably 2 seconds a lap to Inters in 10 laps time, it would be 20 seconds. But then, probably around here, 24 seconds.
But when you're making that, when you're not having to make that extra pit stop for the softs, like the Inter runners will be, it could balance itself out.
I always believe in right tyre, right track conditions, because you might just lose the rear somewhere, and then there he goes. But let's have a look if Kane Lowry is going to... No, he stays out. Stays out. Ninja, he is going into the pits. So Ninja in a Ferrari, he's pitted. He's decided it is into time. He's probably going to come out, oh my word, he's going to come out probably just in front of Reggie Star. He's going to drop all the way from 6th position, probably all the way to 12th.
Yeah,
I don't think Bachman will get him.
Yeah. Jump on board with Osso, and there is literally 4 cars behind Osso in tandem. Yeah,
so I just want to have a look and see where his Ninja's going to come out.
That's going to make 5 with Ninja and Registyle.
Yeah, so he jumps in. Ooh, Barkmandu. I didn't think that Barkmandu will be ahead of him, but he is. Is he? No, he's not.
No.
So
yeah, Ninja's made the move on Reggie and actually made it stick into turn 1 after coming out the pits. Yeah. Came out the pits wheel to wheel with Registyle going into turn 1, and just had a little bit more faith in his brake pedal, which, coming from me, having faith in the brake pedal is a big deal.
Yeah, absolutely agree. So it is lap 13 of 28, almost halfway through. Kane Lowry still on weights, and that gap, Kieran, I said to you earlier, it was 6.2. It's now 1 second between Please Teabag Me and Kane Lowry, and he's just going to breeze past him probably through the triple right-hander. Ooh, slightly outbrakes himself in the AlphaTauri, but yeah, you get the sense of, yeah, there's just so much traction out of the corners here. Is he going to make this stick through the triple right-hander? Goes on the inside. You can just see there's so much traction. Buy your time here. Don't do anything foolish here. Teabag, get him on the straight. You'll have plenty of traction coming out of here. If there's more rain expected, please Teabag Me 12 lap old. Weights, he's going to have to pit again anyway. Because surely he can't do a whole race on one set of weights, and I don't think it's weights enough at the moment.
No, but this is it with the wet tyres. Well, a wet race to the wet start to the race. There is no mandatory pit stop. So
yep, you can be forever on one set of tyres if you'd like.
Yes, I have done that previously myself, and it is a dangerous game to play, as I crossed the line on 79% worn rear tyres. That was not fun in the final 8 laps. I checked the telemetry and it was like 58% worn in the final, on lap 18, and I still had 8 or 9 laps to go, and I was like, yeah, I'm not boxing it, I'm going to risk the puncture. Because I was that deep into the race, if I'd pitted, it would have been game over for my race.
Well, Barkmandu has listened to you eventually. He's jumped into the pits on those wets of his 14 lap old weights. He's on a set of inters now. He's still in 14th, 11 seconds behind Mechanical. And Kane Lowry, the gap between him and Hamster, 7.1 seconds. Please remember that. We'll have a look at that in 2 laps time. I'm not even going to say 2 laps. I'm probably going to say a lap and a half, because it's now down to 5.5. Yeah, it's my word. Sociopath, fastest lap for him, a 1:47.6. Kieran, maybe that's worth the look on the stream now. Is Sociopath versus Paranoid? This is the 2 World Championship contenders, and 5/10, half a second between these 2. And Sociopath looks dialed in at the moment.
Yeah, again, he is another one that hasn't necessarily, King of the Hills last season. King of the Hills, no disrespect to him, wasn't the fastest man across the entirety of last season in what was Tier 3. He was just the most consistent. He got the results when it was required.
That's all you can ask for, really.
And Sociopath has been the exact same this season. Ironically, both in a McLaren.
I must say, can I please have a McLaren next season? Just to have consistency, please. Or maybe not. Can I have a Red Bull then? Yes? Alright, so...
If you're not careful, I will send you back to F1 2020 and put you in a racing point.
That will be... I tell you what, that was probably the worst night for a couple of years of my life when I got a pink car to drive, and that was seriously not cool. I did not like you people for that. So, I don't expect any fireworks between Paranoid and Sociopath. I think they both know this will go to Portimao no matter what.
They're both smart
unless someone makes a...
know that there's still 3 races after tonight left. So
yeah, so no foolishness needed right now. Tricky conditions, don't do anything silly, don't throw away a second, don't throw away a win.
Yeah, exactly.
Further
with
down the
78 points left up for grabs, there is a lot still to play for.
Yeah, so Keyboard Man, he is in 7th and chasing after Ozzo Bozzo. The gap between them is 0.6 of a second. I've been keeping my eye on that as well. He's brought that gap nicely down to Ozzo. Both on the same tide at the moment, 2 lap old inters. So they look very good. I'm also keeping an eye on Ninja. He's catching King of the Hills very quickly. But penalties, Kieran, I'm going to have...
I think everybody's on 3 seconds except
right,
for...
so the only people who's got no penalties at the moment, excuse me, is Paranoid, Please Teabag, me, Ganfallows, King of the Hills, and Mechanical. But in terms of big differences, Barkman do on a 10-second, Reggie Star on 6, Ninja on 6, Hamster on 6, and the rest all on 3.
Yeah, so Barkman got his for corner cutting, which was on the way into the pit lane, because that's just an immediate 10 seconds. Yeah, that's the one that we
actually saw, yeah.
For some reason, it's 10 seconds. But the pit lane here encourages you to cut the corner entrance. So they can't build a pit lane that's like, oh yeah, cut this for the fastest line into the pit lane, and then give you a penalty for doing what the track layout is.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous. But ooh, I tell you what,
I'm on board with keyboard, and also...
Yeah, is he gonna make? Oh, good exit. He's gonna take the inside line. Yes, he is. And Ozzo lets him through. That was a very good move. Got a lot of traction out of the corner, and just made it stick.
Yeah, it was a great move. Just didn't like just go full send. It was calculated from the moment he realised he had the better drive out the corner, and just opened up. Like, well, put his foot down a little bit earlier and just got the better exit in general, and just drove straight down the inside. That's sometimes all you need to do.
Yeah, just be sensible. So further down the field, there's Ninja's getting very close to King of the Hills in the McLaren ahead of him. So Ninja is hunting down a 9th position.
Yeah, and, they've got Registar for company.
Yeah, so he's also joined them in the Haas. So Registar is on it as well. They've got a ghosting car in front of them. I would suggest that is probably Teddy Henke. That's just in the middle of that battle between Ninja and King of the Hills. So let's just have a look. Yeah, so that's the closest battles at the moment. Although Guitar Maniac is now joined this battle. So Guitar Maniac is now 0.7 of a second, and he's got really nothing to lose, Kieran. I mean, Guitar Maniac, he's not fighting for the World Championship. He can send it. He can go for it. I mean, a win is up for grabs here for him. Right. He looks extremely racy at the moment.
Yeah, as long as they don't make any sort of contact, and just generally, as I've said before, I am all for elbows out, attacking and defending. As long as nobody gets any damage from it and or a penalty for exceeding track limits, it's all fair. If you're gonna make a defensive move, make it early and make your intentions clear. Like you, prime example, Avi, you know how difficult it is to actually overtake me when I'm actually set my mind to the race. You've been stuck behind me for a number of laps previously.
I tell you what, France comes back to France, where I dropped the car coming out of one of the corners, just being a bit too eager, because it was just so difficult to pass. And it's not a difficult track to pass, France. It's probably one of the tracks that's the easier to pass, but I just couldn't get past you.
I remember that, and I remember your reaction. You were very unhappy with me initially because you thought it was me that gave you the love tap because I made the move.
And it wasn't a love tap. It's just I completely just dropped. I mean, you gave me a love tap the other night, but well, I think actually that was more of a hot lap or a hot tap than a love tap.
Yeah.
But just going back to the comments here, I see Genevieve saying McLaren for the win. And then Mr. Dan Man from our owner or co-owner is saying fantastic comms, guys, really enjoying it so far. He's just sent me a private message saying that I'm in the Red Bull next season, so thank you for that, Dan. Really appreciate that. It's always nice to get these kind of messages from the owners. Love it.
Yeah, and this is also a thing that me and Dan try and do weekly. Shut up, Dan. Nobody does. You're right, but shut up. This is the thing. As usually, me and Dan have a Sunday evening free. Dan's unfortunately working today, but we like to get involved and do comms because it at least makes sure that there's consistent comms every Sunday.
It just sounds like you guys don't trust me at all here, which makes me worry. But I want to get back to this comment here of Dan saying that no one wants to be in front of Kieran or behind him. I'm just wondering, is that on racetrack or was that in real life as well? Just trying to get my mind around this. I know this is a family-friendly channel.
And Dan actually did message me the other day and was like, there is one person that I don't like being ahead of on track, and it is you.
Yeah, I tell you what,
so I told him
I do not like you on the racetrack. I love you in essence, but on the racetrack, you're a knob. But I'm not going to say that aloud. I want a Red Bull for next season. I know Dan said yes, so just Kieran needs to say yes. Listen, the gap between these two guys in front stabilized again at 0.8 seconds. I think Sociopath with another 9 laps to go. And they're just buying their time. Kieran, 10-lap-old Inters for Guitar Maniac. He's dropped slightly back now. And 7-lap-old Inters. Are we going to see these guys jump in again on Inters to get fresh Inters? Maybe go for the fastest lap? Specifically, Guitar Maniac. I mean, he's got nothing to lose. There's 22 seconds between him and Please Teabag Me. I mean, is that something that you want to do?
The rain
get a third with the fastest lap? It's not a bad option.
No, the rain does seem to be easing. So Jeff.
Okay, Kieran, I need to jump in here because this is going to be chaos. Can you get on King of the Hills for me? He's gone out on mediums.
That's what I was just getting to. I was just saying the rain does seem to be easing, and the track does seem to be drying out. So this could be brave.
I am going to have a look at, I think he's probably 2 laps too soon, maybe a lap or so.
Yeah, I was going to say
I
Jeff
am
might
having
be
a
on the
look at it,
radio
so it was
shortly.
6.9, it's 7.5 at the moment. 7 point, yeah, I just...
It could prove a good call in a couple of laps when everybody else
dives in. I tell you what,
in.
maybe a lap or so, he's going to be smiling if it does ease off, but the rain is definitely a lot less. And as I say, that Sociopath has decided to pit. So Sociopath is in the pits.
Yeah, there we go, DRS enabled. So this could be the trigger, like, the pinch point essentially between people.
So Sociopath has made the call. Is this going to be a big win for him? Because he's just slapped on a pair of Inters. Guitar Maniac is still out on Inters, so is Paranoid. I'm going to keep on watching that gap for you, Kieran, between these 3 drivers. 8 seconds now between King of the Hills and Kane Lowry. So he's lost 2 seconds on that lap already.
So let's take a look at some of the...
So Hamster's gone in. He's slapped a pair of softs on. Ozzo Bozzo. Please Teabag Me has gone in. He slapped a pair of softs on as well. And it's going to be interesting to see. So 19 seconds between Sociopath and Guitar Maniac, 19.4. I'll keep you updated by the end of this lap where we are. It looks like it's stabilized nicely now. So it could be a good call here from Sociopath.
And just taking a quick look through the comments. Keyboard QT Boy _11 Avi is saying he's lost connection and can't get back in. So if you would send him an invite before he loses too much time.
Alright, I'm going to get him quickly in for you, buddy.
Thank you.
All good.
So that I've just taken a quick look at the Discord.
And just confirmation, that is Teddy Hinky, right?
No, QT Boy _11.
Alright, I'm on it. Yeah,
okay,
got it.
Yeah, just taking a quick look at the Discord as I'm trying to do 4 things at once. So
all good.
Thank you.
You just stick to the stream, buddy. I'll get this done for us.
Jump back into the stream and replay it so my phone doesn't lock. As I did actually order an iPad so that I could do this properly and actually have a full-size screen to look at comments on and stuff like that. And it was dispatched last Monday. It was supposed to be here Thursday. DPD now saying it's lost in transit.
Oh my word.
So that is nowhere to be seen and no idea when it's actually going to arrive, if it ever does arrive. So
my word.
That is Hamster is now up to P4, Guitar Maniac P3 still, and Sociopath is now... Sociopath has just set the purple middle sector on the set of mediums. And DRS is enabled, so as long as he can... And he's just hit the DRS light detection zone just under a second behind King of the Hills fastest lap.
Okay, so Gritty Boy looks back in, Kieran. It looks like he found connection again, so he's back in.
Fantastic news.
Alright, so Sociopath, I tell you what. 0.6 of a second, my
Gritty
word.
Boy has just failed to join the session according to the Discord. Sociopath is going 3 seconds
I'm just going to send him another one.
Yes. Regardless, hopefully he can rejoin before the end of the race, just in order to secure his points. Otherwise, if he can't, he won't score any points. But it has been a decent debut from him. Unfortunately, the game just deciding it doesn't want to be a part of it anymore. Does happen to us all at some point. Teddy Henke with another 3-second penalty. So
Alright, send him another 2 invites, Kieran, so let's see if he can join us back in again.
It does seem like the final sector is the damp sector, as the track has dried out quick. It was damp a few laps ago, and is Paranoid still out on his inters?
So Paranoid is out on a brand new set of softs, Kieran. And just looking at penalties here, so Sociopath is on 3, Guitar Maniac's on 3. Paranoid's got no penalties at the moment, so for him, he looks very pretty. I mean, he's got 3 seconds to play with in terms of penalties. So he's effectively got a 4.6 second lead over Sociopath. That's if he doesn't get a penalty for exceeding track limits.
I personally believe that his tyres are going to be spent by the next couple of laps, because running in the rain, you're not going as quickly, you're not burning as much fuel as what you would in the dry. They will have started on full race fuel, because that's what they will do, because it's wet. So they're probably going to be about 3.5 laps over fuel by now.
Look, I mean, 9 laps on the softs in general conditions. I mean, he's got probably another 6 laps left.
King of the Hills is gone. King of the Hills has dropped it in the S's. If you jump on board with Keyboard Man, he will be the next man through to see where he's dropped it.
And he's still ghosting, and I'm just going to try to get him back in again. My word, what's going on here?
Kane Lowry will now be... it looks like King of the Hills has dropped it in the S's, unfortunately for King of the Hills. With 7 laps to go, we have 17 minutes before the race starts in real life. So at the end of the stream, I will just be ending it abruptly and jumping off and going to go watch that with a nice cold beer.
Sounds like a plan. Alright, so it looks like Gritty Boy is offline at the moment, Kieran, so it seems like he might have given up, but I have sent him a spare invite. But I think he's probably have some issues from his side. Yeah,
depending where he is in the world, I'm not entirely sure. He may just have a few internet issues, like periodically.
Yeah, but he's got 2 spare invites, Kieran, to if he does get back. So hopefully he can get.
He might just need to go and give his router a kick.
Yeah, or kick something.
Yeah, like Max Verstappen in Baku.
Yeah, I'll kick anything at the moment, especially if Kieran's in front of me.
I am missing Portimao, unfortunately, so you don't have to worry about me in Portimao.
Sorry, say that again, Kieran. I couldn't hear you. There was interference.
Now you sound like Jeff.
Alright then, so it is Paranoid in front with Sociopath in second. Leading the championship, Kieran, I just want to confirm with you, it is Sociopath that's leading the championship, am I right?
Yes. He will lose 2 points from his championship lead, but if he grabs the fastest lap, which he could possibly still do, he will only lose a point. So it will still go down. Oh, Paranoid just grabbed the fastest lap.
Yeah, there we go. So Paranoid has those softs are nicely worn in now.
Yeah, and this will be their peak lap. 3 laps into them, I believe.
You can as well milk it now, Kieran. Like I said earlier, there is a 3-second time penalty waiting for Sociopath. Not sure if he will dispute that with the stewards if needs be. But having a look at Race Director quickly, Paranoid has got 2 warnings, so he is on his final warning. And Sociopath.
That is Kane Lowry, and getting past Curity Boy, unfortunately ghosted, but it was...
Unfortunately, yeah.
Ninja taking the fastest lap. Ninja's having a good race.
Yeah, brilliant for him. It's 7th in a Ferrari, Forza Ferrari, like Gerard Botha says. I mean, this is a good result for Ferrari, 4th and 7th. So far, it is not over yet. It's not over until the fat lady sings. I'm not sure if we're supposed to say fat anymore. But 4th and 7th, that is good so far. Penalties will play a role at the end of the race, I would tend to think.
Yes, Teabag actually doesn't have any penalties, but is 9 seconds off of the car ahead. So it looks like he's going to secure a decent P5 if he can stay where he is.
Yeah.
He's got 9 seconds to the car ahead and 11 seconds to the car behind. So it's a decent, like, he's having a very lonely race, which could cause some complacency.
Yeah, so I mean, so Teabag looks really good. I mean, if he can just shave a little bit of time off, 4th is his for the taking. Hamster with a 9-second penalty, and he's currently 9 seconds to drift, just over 9 seconds. So he needs a couple of tenths just to get him into that 4th place position. It all looks good. It all looks good. Very lonely race for Teabag, but
yeah, I'm just taking a flick through the grid the field to see if there's any battles on track, and nope, everybody is spaced out. Like, there is gaps everywhere. So between the top 4, there's 17 seconds. Between 5th and 6th, there is now 12 seconds. Between 6th and 7th, there is 3 seconds. Oh, Reggie and Ninja.
There is one. It's Reggie Star and Ninja. So Reggie is getting very close. He is in DRS. He's very close to Ninja at the moment. Both on 4-lap-old softs. So it is the same tyre situation for both these drivers.
This is going to be interesting going into the into the DRS zone. If Reggie can keep it together, he may have learnt a thing or two from me on Friday night, as we had a battle for the final 3 laps, so from lap 26 to end of 28, we literally crossed the line pretty much side by side. And the entire way round.
9-second penalty, Kieran. So these penalties is not going to decide this for them. They're going to have to do this on track themselves.
And I think, like, Reggie actually didn't just roll over and, like, give up as soon as I passed him. He comes straight back at me every single time without fail. And I was... It's actually a miracle for me to say this. I was actually impressed by how someone was coming back at me. Especially when he was only reserving in Championship 2.
Right, so Reggie has gone past. Sorry, Kieran, to interrupt you there. Reggie has made the move stick. He's up into 7th, just in front of Ninja. He's got 2.8 seconds between him and Gainful. That might be a little bit too much with 3 laps to go.
Yeah,
DNF or Hamster. Okay, well, that's just in the pits.
He retired in the pits.
I get excited every time I see something like that. So, pardon me for getting excited for nothing.
Ninja may come straight back at him, Reggie, now. So, with DRS, this is it. They're just going to have like a little DRS battle for the next few laps. As it's the closest battle on track, until the final lap, I will just ride on board with these two to see how they're getting on. Ninja does have a little bit more.
If there's anything else that we need to look at the moment, Mechanical is getting very close to Keyboard Boy or Keyboard Man. 0.6 seconds. Oh, but he is still ghosting. Apologies for that. So unfortunately for him, he's still offline, by the way.
And with Man and Dan's OCD when it comes to numbers, we round the AI level down to 40 because we don't like it being an odd number. It has to be a 5 or a 0.
I think 43 is the best number you can have. I think 43. I'll have a chat with Admin about this 40 thing. It's ridiculous.
We don't like it's got to be a 5 or a 0 when it comes to
43.2, Kieran. 43. How does that make you feel? How does it make you feel inside, Kieran? Right, so Ninja's coming back at Reggie. He's making use of it. So yeah, I'm also with these two guys on board, and this is going to be our closest battle at the moment. Paranoid is leading in front. He still hasn't got any penalties. Sociopath in second. 6-second penalty for Guitar Maniac just behind them.
Reggie Star's just picked up a new penalty. Reggie's just picked up another penalty as they go on to the final lap. Sorry, it's the penultimate lap. So this could prove.
Yeah, costly. So 3 seconds now between the two. So Reggie on 12, Ninja on 9.
Yeah, Reggie's got to pull something out the bag right now.
Yeah, he's going to have to pull 3 seconds a lap, Kieran. I don't think that's going to be...
But saying that Ninja might get overexcited like he can do very easily.
We all get overexcited, Kieran.
Yeah.
I just think it's a racing thing.
Yeah, as soon as we all get up behind someone, we all get like, a little bit overexcited and we're just like, oh, I want to make this move now.
And then, like now, not the next lap now. The Jeff, yeah. There we go. Ooh, runs wide. Is Reggie Ninja behind him?
So this is an interesting one. They're both taking a really weird, like, swooping line along the straight. One trying to break the top.
Here we go on the outside for Ninja, and if he makes the stick,
yeah, Ninja
he does.
straight round the outside.
Right, so I'm just going to pop into so Paranoid has started his final lap. 1.8 seconds ahead of Sociopath, but no penalties for him, so just keep it nice and clean. Even if he doesn't keep the track position, I'm pretty sure that this will be a win for the Alpine driver.
I feel like, these softs have started to go off massively now.
Yeah, you can completely see it on his gear shifting. Sociopath in second, Guitar Maniac in third. Please teabag me, that lonely race of his. Fourth position, but hats off to him, no penalties for him. Only 2 drivers on the grid with no penalties, and that is Paranoid and Please Teabag Me. I'm not going to commentate too much on that because I don't want to be the curse.
Yeah, so, we're going to have to start discussing potential driver of the day nominations.
Sociopath has just gone off. He's gone off, Kieran. He's lost it completely on the mediums. Guitar Maniac has come through. The gap between those two
and he's got no front wing. He's got no front wing.
I tell you what, T-Back is just too far behind. I just caught the last part of it.
He might not be. This is the thing.
It's down from 29 seconds to 18 seconds, Kieran, between third and fourth. Is T-Back. Is this clean racing of his going to pay dividends for him? So Sociopath is on. He's coming through those fast triple right-handed now. T-Back 15 seconds.
It could be close by the end of the lap. It's now down to 11, 10. Couple more seconds and he's got a podium.
No, it's not. He's pushing as hard as he can in that AlphaTauri. And it's unfortunate. It's just not. I don't think penalties will play. No, it won't. So it is Paranoid who wins with Guitar Maniac in second, Sociopath in third. Championship. Let's go to Portimao.
Yep, 100%. Straight off to Portimao, and it will be an interesting race to actually... I will be back on comms on the Sunday. That will be no issues. I just won't be racing in C2 on Friday night. As I
think everyone in C2 is extremely happy that you're not racing, that we don't see you on track.
I've got a few personal things to deal with, and then I'm off to a Halloween party, as I'm working the Sunday, so... My friend's holding one on the Friday night instead. It is what it is.
Looking forward to having you in the comms box again, mate.
I may be too hungover to actually go to work on the Sunday from the Friday. That will be to be determined. So, yeah, that was fairly entertaining as the last few guys are just coming round. By last few guys, I mean Teddy Henke just crossing the line. So, just briefly, before we wrap it up, Driver of the Day nomination.
Ooh, that's going to be a tough one for me because I really think Please Teabag Me had a brilliant race. And on the other hand, my mind also tells me Red Bull driver. He was very... He did all the stops at the right places on the right times. It's difficult, Kieran.
We can go by association. The AlphaTauri are a sister team to Red Bull.
So, Guitar Maniac. For me, Guitar Maniac, driver of the day. That's for me. Made the bold move on the mediums. It paid off for him. He was very brave at this stage. And then obviously, Please Teabag Me. It's a battle between the two, Kieran.
Yeah, we will discuss that in detail outside of the commentators.
We are off to F1 now, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Yes,
guys,
please.
It has been an absolute pleasure. Next week we will actually be back to our regular time and regular place. This week just was brought forward due to the upcoming F1 race that is happening in 5 minutes. So we are both going to disappear, and we'll catch you next week.